everyone, good morning and welcome to a brand new day in Vietnam. And I am here today in the city of Hanoi. I have been here since a few days now in Vietnam, and the first city that I was in was Da Nang. So if you haven't watched those videos, make sure I will be adding the link here on top. So do watch those before you watch this. Now I am in Hanoi and today is day 2 for me here. There is a lot that I did on day 1, but today is going to be super beautiful because we are on our way to Halong Bay, which is again a World Heritage site, and it's super beautiful. I've seen so many photos and videos of the place, and currently all of this trip was planned and booked through Klook. I'll add the details in the description below. And yeah, basically the package that I selected had a pick and drop facility from the hotel itself. A day before, I was sent a message by the team saying that hey, this is my name and my number, this is the person or the driver who's going to come and pick you up, so please be ready at so and so time. And all the details about the cruise was also given, and lo and behold, the very next day at the exact time the people came in. There was a bus that came in for pickup and we were picked up at the right time, and now we are on our way. We've made this stop which is basically like a rest stop before you actually reach Halong Bay. From here we're now going to move to the Halong Bay, and that probably would take another hour or hour and a half from here. So we'll be staying on the cruise tonight. So super excited to see how this pans out. And yeah, overall it's a beautiful day. It's very sunny, quite a difference from Da Nang, which was very cloudy most of the time. But yeah, super excited and stoked to go and see the Halong Bay and see how beautiful can this cruise get. Let's get going. Okay, so the bus just dropped us here, and if you can see behind me, there are a lot of check-in areas. So they drop you in front of the place that you have booked from. So we were also dropped at one of these spots. It was super convenient. The bus driver already had the names of everyone, and yeah, we just simply got down. It was a check-in process which took about a minute. They already had our details there. They took our luggage, which will be delivered to our rooms in the cruise, and we were given this boarding pass. So we are supposed to wait here for an hour. There are a lot of stores here. You can go around, do some shopping, and after 1 hour we're supposed to go back, and that's when we will actually head out to the cruise. So yeah, so currently we're just doing a little bit of shopping around in this area, and let's see how the cruise goes. Super excited for it.
Our adventure began with a seamless check-in process at Halong Bay for the Amanda cruise. For an overnight stay, prices ranges from $120 to $200 per person, depending on the cabin choice and the time of the year. We were greeted with warm smiles and a refreshing welcome drink by the Amanda cruise team as they walked us through the itinerary. The luxurious ship, with its elegant cabins and spacious deck, immediately set the tone for what would be an unforgettable experience.
Well, we're finally inside the rooms. We entered the cruise and we were welcomed in a very unique way. There was a dragon dance happening, and they said that's because dragons bring in all the good luck. So I think that's a great way to start the trip. And post that, we were taken up to the restaurant area. We were explained the rules, the do's and don'ts on the cruise, and finally we were explained about where are the places that we'll be going and all of that. I'll try to show you the map that they were referring to as well. But now we are here in the room. This is the double room option that I had selected, and this is how the room looks like. There is this area to hang your clothes and all of that. There is the washroom here, which is pretty well sized, and it has all the required amenities. This is the bed. It's quite a big one, and it could easily fit two, maybe a kid along as well. This is how it looks. There is a sitting area here with some fruits and coffee that has been provided, and then there's obviously an AC to beat the heat. And then here are these massive windows which would open up to the skies and the seas. So yeah, overall this is the room, and this is how it looks. Whoa, so the room looks really nice, and now we are just going to get changed and head up for lunch, which is going to happen in just about 15 minutes. Let's go.
As we set sail, the beauty of Halong Bay began to unfold before us. There was an amazing lunch prepared and displayed for all the passengers. The ship felt both grand and cozy, with comfortable lounging areas perfect for soaking in the views. This was going to be our home for the next 24 hours.
Lunch here. It was a buffet spread, and it had most of the items were seafood, but it was really nice. There were some items which I have probably tasted for the first time, but they were really nice and delicious. Also, I think it's great because they do take care of individual preferences. One of my friends, she is allergic to seafood, so before we even started, they came around, they asked us if any of us had allergies with anything, and if there's anything in specific that we don't eat, and notes were made of that. And it was really great because when we actually came for lunch, for my friend who doesn't have seafood, there was already some tofus and vegetarian preparation made. So one of the things that when you come here you would notice is that along with these big ships, they also have these smaller boats that is being dragged along with the ship. And the reason that happens is because there are places where they are going to stop. There are cave areas where you cannot obviously take the entire big ship, so these are the smaller boats in which you can actually go and explore those areas. There's also kayaking opportunities, so you can either go on kayaks or you can go on that boat. And there's also swimming and a lot of things that you can do once they land on those islands. So looking forward to that as well. And what about you? Do you like water sports and water activities too? Comment and let me know.
After an amazing lunch, we were handed out the itinerary for all the stops that we were making. The first stop was going to be the T-Top Island, which was known for the stunning views of the Halong Bay. We quickly got on to the smaller boats, which would transport us to the island.
Well, here we are. We were just brought to the T-Top Islands, which we were brought along on a smaller boat. And this is an island where you have the opportunity to do some swimming, some snorkeling, kayaking is what I was told. And also, if you're not interested in this and you're interested more in hiking, then it is basically a mountain top that you have the option to hike up to and see the views from the top. So I obviously am a water baby. I love the water, so I am excited to get into the waters. I hope the water is not too cold, but yeah, if given an opportunity or if I have the time left, then I will definitely like to go and see the views from the top too. So let's explore this place.
Initially, when we heard about the T-Top Islands, we were very excited to get into the water, but it didn't really go as we planned because the water was a little too cold for comfort, so we decided to hike instead. The trail was steep and quite tiring, but once we reached the top, the view was absolutely worth it. Standing there, gazing out over the turquoise waters and iconic rock formations, we felt on top of the world. It's one of the best panoramic views you can get of the bay, though be prepared for a bit of workout to get there.
That was a very successful climb. We went up right till the top. I would suggest maybe this is not a great option for someone who has knee pain or basically joint pains, because it gets pretty steep towards the end. So when you start off, there is actually a first level that you reach to, which is still doable because that's not too high, or you don't have to climb too many steps. So you get good views from there too, but we tried to make it right till the top, so we ended up reaching right on the top, and you get amazing views from there too, obviously, but that was also very crowded and the steps are pretty narrow, so when there are people going up and down, it becomes a little crowded and a little difficult. I saw a few people who were literally going to slip. Some even slipped and hurt themselves. So be a little cautious when you're coming up here and you're deciding to go up.
After the hike, we quickly headed on to the boats because we were making our way to the next spot. This was the Hang Sot, the famous surprise cave. The sheer size of the cave was impressive. As soon as we landed, we were again looking at the height, imagining how much more would we have to hike this time. But the stalactites and the stalagmites inside were beautifully illuminated and made it worth it. Each chamber inside felt like a journey deeper into an ancient world, with the rock formations telling the story of time itself. It was a mesmerizing experience that felt almost otherworldly.
We're done with visiting the caves. It was very magical inside. The guide was also telling us about all these formations that have happened naturally, but these look like the ancient dragons and phoenixes and the big turtles. All in all, it was very beautiful. It feels like you're transported to a different time zone altogether. And yeah, we're done with this. It was an easier hike than the earlier one, but now we are headed to our boats and going back to the ship, because I think there are some more activities that are planned inside the ship for us. So let's get going to the boat and head towards the ship.
After all that walking, we were all super hungry, but our guide assured us that we would enjoy our next meal. Back on board, we joined a fun and interactive Vietnamese spring roll making class. It was such a unique way to dive into Vietnamese cuisine. It was surprisingly easy and delicious. Learning how to make these delicate rolls filled with fresh ingredients while cruising through Halong Bay was an experience I'll never forget. Plus, we got to eat our creations afterwards. Post that, the Amanda cruise treated us to an elaborate dinner, which was a perfect way to end the day full of adventure. The meal was beautifully prepared, featuring fresh seafood and a variety of traditional Vietnamese dishes. Dining under the stars, with the bay as our backdrop, made it feel like a scene from a dream. The ambience on the deck was relaxing yet festive, with music playing in the background along with some performances. The next morning, our exploration continued with a visit to the Hang Luon Caves. This part of the cruise was unique because we navigated through the cave by small boats, gliding through the calm emerald waters. The cave's low ceiling and natural archways created a peaceful, intimate setting, making this one of the most serene parts of the day. The combination of quiet paddling and the stunning surroundings make it feel like a hidden paradise.
morning from Halong Bay, and today is day 2 here for me in Halong Bay. Woke up early today because we had a 6:45 a.m. breakfast set, and once that was done at 7:30, we were brought here to the caves where you could actually go for kayaking if you are interested, or there were also bamboo boats which you could just use, and obviously there's someone else who's rowing it for you. We selected the bamboo boat option because there was a long queue for kayaking. I think everyone in the morning really wanted to go for kayaking, so yeah, we just got done with this, and look at how beautiful the bay looks from here. If I show you what's behind me, that's the entire Halong Bay, and that's where our ship is also. So we'll be going back now. We're just waiting for everyone who went on the kayaks to return. So yeah, all in all, this was the morning activity. At night also there were a lot of fun things that happened, like a fashion show, there was some dancing, music, and overall a lot of fun that we had last night. And now we are going to head back to the ship. We are going to get some time to freshen up before we have our breakfast again. Yes, that will be more of a brunch, and post that we will be taking back to the docks where we had started from to head back to the city of Hanoi. Since we picked the option which had a pick and drop, so we will be dropped back to our hotels, and yeah, that would be the trip to Halong Bay.
As we disembarked, we knew this was an experience that would stay with us forever. Halong Bay has truly lived up to its reputation as one of the world's most beautiful destinations. After that visit, it was now time to say goodbye to this incredible place. Our cruise experience was everything we hoped for: luxurious, adventurous, and filled with unforgettable moments.
We are back at the dock, and this brings us to the end of the trip. It was an amazing one. Now that we're finally here, our luggage is being transported, and we are just waiting for the bus to come and pick us up and take us back to Hanoi. So as I had already told you, this entire trip was booked through Klook. Details I will share in the description. So this was overall the entire trip that we had to the Halong Bay. We went on this cruise, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed myself being on this trip. So if you are also planning a trip to Vietnam, then definitely give this a go. You do have a day trip to Halong Bay from Hanoi, which you can do in a single day, but it can really become very tiring because it's about 3 hours from Hanoi to Halong Bay and then the return. So probably if you have the time, might as well stay a night on board and just enjoy the sights and scenes around you at night and in the morning. So this is Vietnam. This was Halong Bay. See you in the next video. Do like and share if you found this video useful for yourself, and if you're planning a trip with your friends or family, and just subscribe to the channel because it would really mean a lot to me. And until the next time, bye bye.